back to society in an impactful and meaningful manner. The avenues I chose to achieve this goal were entrepreneurship and philanthropy. Growing up in a small town called Busing, my native friend called Kapala Busing, a lot of headache. 15 kilometers from here, I witnessed, 15 kilometers from Ipoh, I witnessed firsthand how poverty shut down opportunities for many of my good friends who dropped out of school due to financial hardships of their families. In the 1970s, when the casino opened up in the hill, a lot of my friends' parents went up the hill and gambled all their savings away. And that's why a lot of my friends were left family without money to further their education. We are very much against, in some way, against gambling and smoking. And if you know, you talk to my 20,000 staff, they all know my passion to stop from smoking and gambling. And these formative years, the formative experience convinced me that education offers the best route out of poverty and misery. Not just any education, but good quality education. And to make quality education affordable and accessible to as many deserving young people as possible, I also decided that education should be a not-for-profit venture. My dream was to establish a foundation to pursue this mission. But being pragmatic and practical, I first had to earn the money to realize my vision. This motivation was the major driving factor behind my decision to quit my salaried job as an accountant and set up to be an entrepreneur in 1974. It was quite a transition for me, and it was quite a journey. This journey began with the setting up of Sungai Way, at that time was Sungai Way Corporation, Sdn Bhd, in 1974. At that time, we were very much focused on tin mining and quarrying, but soon expanded into construction, trading and manufacturing, property development, education, healthcare, and building materials. After 10 years of hard work and sleepless nights, of course, we listed on the main board of Bursa Malaysia in 1984 as Sungai Way Holding Berhad. And as we grew and attracted more investors, we found that our foreign stakeholders, our friends and associates, had difficulty pronouncing the company's name. All kinds of names came out, Sungai, Sungji, Songhi, and all. So we rebranded ourselves from Sungai Way to Sunway, just Sunway, which later helped with the growth and appeal of Sunway City, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's first integrated, green and sustainable township. With all humility, I am delighted to share that Sunway Group's 3 public listed companies today have a combined market capitalization of more than 50 billion ringgit. Yes, of course, we have indeed come a long way from our humble beginnings with an initial pay-up capital of just 100,000 ringgit to where we are today. Much of our success is also based on our unique build, own, and operate model, making us a full-fledged and lifelong partner of the communities we serve. Through our 3 listed companies, Sunway Construction does the building, the construction of the building, Sunway REITs owns the properties, and Sunway Berhad operates the businesses. And Sunway Healthcare Group, which is doing very well, I must say, is on track towards a public listing early next year. In what many analysts expect to be the largest IPO in Malaysia in a decade. I hope that with the listing, the combined market capitalization of Sunway Group will total around possibly 70 billion ringgit. And of course, a lot will depend on the prevailing market conditions when Sunway Healthcare Group is listed next year. And for your information, ladies and gentlemen, we recently acquired MCL land for more than 2.5 billion ringgit. It is the largest acquisitions in our history, Sunway history. Hong Kong land is owned by Jardine Madison of Hong Kong. MCL land, of course, is a leading residential developer in Singapore and Malaysia following its establishment in 1963. This deal, along with our other recent investment in Singapore, total some more than 4 billion ringgit since July 2025. It reflects our ambition to expand our footprint in one of Asia's most competitive property markets, the Singapore market. With our strong track record as a master community developer, these acquisitions will help us shape the future of integrated, sustainable development and urban living in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the key components in earning the trust of our stakeholders is that we have never failed to deliver on our promises and commitments over the years, despite some very tough and challenging times. For instance, I almost went bankrupt twice because of 2 very bad economic storms that were beyond our control. One was the economic recession of 1985-86, if you can remember, and the other was the Asian financial crisis in 1997-1998. And during the Asian financial crisis, some banks that had been offering us loans without any collateral, they were lending me money without any charge, without personal guarantee, without debenture. It was so easy to get money from the banks then because they trusted us. And that was before the crisis. And after that, when the crisis came, they demand their money back, as usual. When it rains, when the storm comes, they close the umbrella. And I know how to work on it. I personally met with the banks to which we owe money and told them that I was not in a position to repay the loans that they have given us, but I asked to be given more time to settle our owings or debts to them. Instead of asking for special treatment, I gave them my word that I would pay them back with full interest and with no haircut. The bankers agreed. One of them even told me, Jeffrey, many of our borrowers are running and hiding from us, and you are the only one who came personally to meet with us. That takes courage, integrity, and humility, he said. We will give you time to return. And to tell you the truth, he was the former chairman of Maybank, the late Tan Sri Muhammad Basil Ahmad, who was the husband of Tan Sri Rafida Aziz. Ladies and gentlemen, Marking our 50th anniversary last year provided an occasion to reflect on the many challenges Sunway had to overcome to get to where we are today. It began with a vision to build Malaysia's first integrated green and sustainable township here. Initially, the banks, the lenders, the stakeholders were reluctant to support me. And at that time, the land below Sunway City here was an 800 acres wasteland of abandoned disused mining pools filled with gravel and a barren landscape without any trees, many holes. In fact, even my good friends thought I was crazy, but I refused to give up. Today, with my dedicated, competent and loyal team, we succeeded against all odds. We rehabilitated the wasteland and restored a complete ecosystem, both physical and social. Today, Sunway City serves a vibrant community of more than 200,000 people living, working, playing, and studying in a safe, healthy, and eco-friendly environment. When the late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and his wife visited Sunway City in 2004, he said, and I quote, "Oh, this is what entrepreneurship is all about. You have transformed a wasteland into a wonderland."